I'm going to teach you how to do this. That is really bright. Now, with things like this, breakups. It's a board pre-cut so you can use it over and over again. It's cut in a specific manner so that it breaks in the same manner that a proper board does. Just with a certain amount of pressure on the center of the board, it breaks. It's not very hard to do with anything. First off, I'm going to show you what types of boards are proper to use and what are going to be a pain in the ass to break. This right here, this is a good board. Few knots, and here, hold that. See how light it is? Very light. These are very good. They're dry. Now next, we got these kind. Now out of these two, which one do you think is going to be more difficult to break? This one or this one?
The one in your right hand.
The one in my right hand? Why would you say the one in my right hand?
It look a little more
It's
tough.
got more knots?
I think that one because the knots are in the middle.
That's vein of a knot. That one.
This one's going to be more difficult because of a reason. When you go to break, you're going to be breaking along this line here. When you go to break, you're going to be breaking along this line here.
Knots in the middle.
Knots in the middle. Now I'm going to go to this board here. It looks nice, right? This I got at Home Depot yesterday from work. Hold that. What's the difference between that one and the one I showed you before?
That was heavier.
This one's heavier. This one's going to be harder to break. This one's thicker.
That also looks like it has some kind of core.
Exactly. Now there's a certain dynamic to how you want to break it with the grain. See how the grain is in an arch pattern along these? You know how a tree, they got the rings? When you cut this, if you look on this, you're going to see an arch pattern. Now, do you want to break it with the, do you want to break
I think it should be smiling.
down onto the arch or down onto the crease?
The crease. Down onto the arch.
No, down onto the crease.
What? Oh.
With the arch, it's going to be
Like a bridge.
supporting itself. It's going to be more difficult to do it this way than this way.
A bridge.
Yes, exactly, a bridge. Now, check it, crease. These together a little bit more.
That was quick.
Done.
We ain't get no,
That's what I say. You can make the noise.
See, that was the hardest one.
You can't do a side chop?
Alone, simple. The reason I didn't do a side chop, the reason I didn't do a fist, comes from karate. Karate is known as the style of the open fist.
Okay.
The reason they have an open fist in karate is a passive style. Fist, never want to use a fist. You will break your knuckles. Your knuckles are fragile. Your knuckles are like glass. Anybody here broke their knuckles before? I have. Junior has? What, playing football? Just doing dumb shit?
Actually hitting somebody's teeth.
Exactly. All right. Hitting somebody's teeth. I've actually broken one of my knuckles to the point where it is healed back horribly disfigured. This one right here. You can actually feel it. It feels nasty. But you don't want to use your fist to break through it. That being said, also, this section of your hand is less preferred as well to your palm. Your palm is very insulated. Got a lot of fatty meats in here. It protects the rest of your hands and your bones to go through. This right here is, get off here, spider. This right here,
He's killed.
no, I beat him on the floor. This right here is less protection.
Hurt.
Yeah, it'll hurt more. Now, next demonstration. When you do two boards, you never want to set them right on top of each other. Makes it more difficult to break through them. Two small pencils make enough perforation. You can break right through them, no problem.
Yo, I ain't fucking with Harry, bro.
I know, right?
You didn't give us time to brace, right?
You done hit me with the stiff arm and shit.
We didn't even brace to say ow. I was like, ow.
I miss you out. I was
to zoom in on them.
Even breaks.
Had to zoom in on them brakes.
Don't get them even breaks.
Also, the reason why I have my hand wraps on, even with using the most secure part of your hand, this will hurt. I mean, sometimes I feel I don't have to say that, but people will ask, why are you wearing that? Because it does hurt. You are punching through wood. Here's something interesting. You ever seen the exhibitions they do on TV with this? Anybody ever seen those?
Yeah.
Those boards, even though these people are masters and they do it to not embarrass themselves because it has been done in the past, they actually sand down the boards to about half the thickness that you see there. These are about 1 inch thick. They sand them down to half the thickness. So that, you know, they don't embarrass themselves on national television in front of a full crowd.
Hit it again.
Even though sometimes it be happening.
Now here's the thicker board. This is the kind of board, these came from a martial arts supply house. These are specifically used for board breaking. This right here, I got at Home Depot. I don't know how it's going to break.
You gotta
So-
put your head in that one,
This is a thicker wood. I'm not going to put my head to a thicker wood.
Foot.
I don't know if this one's going to break properly like the rest of these. This right here is just a practice for me. See? See how that is? It's too thick to break through with your hand. Now, do you know the reason why those were so easy as compared to this with other than just the wood?
Probably.
Try
It
it.
ain't
The
had
way it's
no
treated?
knots on it.
Well, I'm not talking about the wood at all. I'm talking about what I did. What I do differently with this one than what I did with those.
It didn't look like you came from as far up.
Look at you came from the side.
Well, direction aside, what the thing was, I was hitting the board. What I did with these, anybody knows how far down I came when I hit? I came down to about here. You never want to aim for the board. You want to aim past the board. If you aim for the board, you actually send all your weight into the board and it gets sent down the sides of what you're holding it with.
He gonna snap that bitch. He snap that shit
Leg strength is much stronger than arm strength. Thicker boards, need something thicker to break it with.
Heel.
Now, does anybody want to practice this? Anybody want to try?
No, thank you.
Because I have the breakup, we can put it together, and anybody who wants to come up and try can try.
Let me try.
All right, come on up.
You get the rap.
You gotta make a noise.
Yeah, that's right.
This is awesome, yo.
You gotta sit there and shake with it. That's vibration.
I got some firewood.
This is awesome. I see somebody break their head.
Go, Bruce Leroy. Remember, aim.
Make sure you breathe out when
Gotta give a shout out, Jack.
going down.
Remember Bruce Lee? Yeah. Don't do it, man.
There you go.
Right. Go, Jack.
His dad's size, it might have been a little bit easier if I had another thing up so he didn't have to go all the way down to the ground. Hurt a little bit, didn't it? Stung.
Yeah, it's stung.
Anybody else want to try? See how easy that is?
Old bones. Old
Yeah, they make it look easy, don't they?
Junior, Simon, Keyshawn, any of you guys want to try?
Go ahead, Miss G.
Yeah, it's G.
Go ahead, Miss G.
Now, I'm going to tell you guys something that might embarrass you. We had 11-year-olds breaking these at our last test. With ease.
I'm sure they practice.
It scared him away.
break through it, though. I'll break
We had 11-year-olds breaking these with ease at our last test. I was taught this when I was 13 years old.
this table right here.
It's not how much strength you put in it. It's technique, just like anything else.
Technique and attitude. You can do it.
Come on, Junior. Pull up. If an 11-year-old can do it, you can do it.
Gotta give a shout out. Shout out to Cam first.
Make sure that's the right technique now. You doing it right?
Yeah, we represent, man. We representing.
Cheese, baby, ham and cheese.
You made it look easy.
Well, it's not hard. You can do it,
else
G.
know it.
We had 11-year-olds and we had 50-year-olds doing this last June at our belt test.
Come on, Miss G. One for the
Miss
You
G.
gotta make the noise.
Miss G. Miss G. Miss G. Miss
Oh
G.
my gosh.
Miss G.
Remember, when you're doing it, aim down here. Don't hit into the board, hit through the board, all the way down.
I'm supposed to use, like, if I'm right-handed, use my right hand.
Well, it's preferable because your right hand is typically stronger if you're right-handed. Honestly, I can do it with my left hand.
Technique.
Remember, everybody's a killer.
Alright, the tiger.
Would you like me to put on Eye of the Tiger for you? Make you feel better. Let's put on Eye of the Tiger for Miss G.
Yeah, you gotta.
Let's hold on, Miss G. Let's put on Eye of the Tiger for you.
Through the board. Gotta go through the board.
And put that boy through the ground.
And you just go like that? Is that right?
Just down through it. The
Motivation.
more weight you can put,
Like that?
you put into it. Don't lock out your arm. You're gonna hurt yourself like that. The more weight you put through it, the easier it's gonna be.
You gotta use the whole body.
Make sure you breathe out when you're going down and going through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, now.
See, Miss G can do it. Any of you guys can do it.
It's not as hard as it looks.
It's all about the technique that goes with
It's
it.
all about the music.
It's all about the technique. If you do it right, then it'll work. I was going to break bricks to also demonstrate, but I figured that would be a little bit much for you guys, the first time going through it. I have some pamphlets I'm going to hand out. It's to the U.S. Classic going on in February.